Ladies and gentlemen, aviation enthusiasts and curious minds alike, welcome to the thrilling mini-series that will take you soaring through the skies called What Makes This Plane Great? In this episode, we're going to be looking at one of the most versatile aircraft of World War II, on both land and sea. The aircraft I'm going to talk about is the American amphibious aircraft, the Consolidated PBY Catalina. So, what makes this slow and lightly armed aircraft great? Well, whether it was the flying boat or the amphibious version of the Catalina, it was an aircraft that performed many different roles for multiple Allied air forces throughout the Second World War, including bombing, convoy escort, and cargo transport. One role that Catalinas particularly excelled at was the anti-submarine role. They would perform this role in both the Atlantic and the Pacific theatres, as well as in the Indian Ocean, sinking a good number of German and Japanese submarines in the process. Another role Catalinas would excel in both the Pacific and the Atlantic, was as a search and rescue aircraft. Catalinas would rescue thousands of downed airmen and sailors throughout the war, and even if there was no more room inside the aircraft, crewmen would tie sailors and airmen to other parts of the plane till more help arrived, and Catalinas would continue to serve as a search and rescue aircraft a long time after the war had finished. As a patrol aircraft, Catalinas took part in some important engagements of the war. This includes when Catalinas from RAF Coastal Command, flying from Northern Ireland, spotted the Bismarck nearly 800 miles northwest of Brest. Another notable engagement was when Catalina spotted the Japanese fleet approaching Midway Island, prior to the game-changing Battle of Midway, and a Canadian Air Force Kanso variant ruined Japan's chances of destroying the Royal Navy's Indian Ocean Fleet when it detected the approaching Japanese carrier fleet. As well as performing different types of missions during the day, Catalinas also performed different missions at night. The so-called Black Cats would perform night bombing, torpedoing, and strafing missions against the Japanese supply and warships during the Guadalcanal campaign, and this included conducting some very effective interdiction raids on the Tokyo Express. Black Cats would also perform similar missions on land targets, as well as being used for reconnaissance and search and rescue missions. The Australian Air Force also used Catalinas at night, and like the Americans, they would perform nuisance night raids with terror bombs which contained things like scrap metal, rocks, and even empty beer bottles with razor blades, all of which produced high-pitched screams as the bombs fell, keeping the Japanese soldiers awake and running for cover in the night. Nighttime Australian Catalinas also took part in mine-dropping missions and helped the Americans lure enemy ships into deep waters where they would become easy targets for US submarines. Other great things about the PBY are that it has great range and can perform flights of over 24 hours, which made it a great plane for commercial air travel, and it could carry different types of ordnance, such as bombs, depth charges, torpedoes, and even water when being used as a firefighting water bomber. So, another great thing about the Catalina was that they were still used for different roles for years after the Second World War, all over the world, in roles such as transport, aerial firefighting, and even for fishing and tracking. And that's it for this thrilling journey through the skies. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with my aviation content, etc. Check out the two videos at the end, or my CD reviews, or even the playlist I've created. Cheers.